back on Get Up with our coverage of the NBA Finals continuing. We'll have Jalen live in a minute, but right now, RJ, here's the trivia question. Who are the only two players to record multiple triple-doubles in both the NBA Finals and the NCAA tournament?
My guess is Magic Johnson and Draymond Green.
Oh, my God. Hembos, we're never going to be able to.
Yes!
With this.
Yes, Hembo.
He got it
you
right.
ugly, no good, nothing. I got it right. The one time. Look at him, he's not happy. I said it to him over there, and he didn't say anything. So that's when I knew it.
Got it exactly right. Well done. By the way, Oscar Robertson did it in the NCAA tournament, but did not do it in the NBA Finals. And one of the reasons that Hemba, who always themes the questions around our subject matter here, that he put that in there is because there's an increasing belief, and I know Jalen feels this way, that Draymond Green is the most important player on Golden State right now with the way everything is shaking out and pieces falling apart around him. What do you see from Draymond?
Well, I think Draymond is that defensive hub. That's what we talked about after game one, or at least I felt that they just needed to improve their defense. And it started with Draymond. He took on the challenge of Pascal Siakam, right? Pascal Siakam did not go 14 for 17. He did a very, very good job. And then also on the offensive end, the way he distributes, the way he makes the Warriors go in their pace, all of those things center around Draymond. He might not be their best player, but the most important.
Let me bring Jalen in on this conversation. We're having some audio issues. I think that we've got those solved. Jalen, assuming you can hear me, good morning, and thank you for getting up early with us all the way out there as you're getting set for Game 3 tomorrow night. Let's get to Draymond Green here and what you're seeing from him and the role he needs to play for them going forward to win.
Draymond Green is playing a huge role for the Golden State Warriors, Greeny. And, of course, the Splash Brothers got the catchy nickname, and I hear KD can come back at 50%, and they can still win the championship. However, let me talk to you about a guy that's actually performing like the most valuable player on the Golden State Warriors. That's Draymond Green, the Swiss Army knife, the guy that's giving them the points, giving them the rebounds, giving them the assists, the leadership, the tenacity, the toughness, the versatility. When Steph Curry was basically not able to make a field goal the entire first half the previous game, Draymond Green was steady, dropping dimes to Boogie, dropping dimes to Bogut, getting them into their offense, pushing the pace. He was steady throughout the game. So when Boogie's able to get his double-double and his 6 dimes, Draymond was still there. Quinn Cook making 3 threes, Draymond Green was still there. Klay Thompson, when he goes out of the game, Draymond Green is still there. That guy has been the rock for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, and when Draymond is facilitating the offense, that really does seem to be them at their best as players go in and out. One of the questions is, if and when Kevin Durant comes back, how does that change what Draymond's role in the offense is?
It's going to change a lot. Remember, Draymond Green was not an all-star this year. He averaged 8 points this year. His productivity and his usage basically doubles without Kevin Durant because the areas that he likes to operate inside the 3-line, while KD is obviously a knockdown 3 shooter, he likes to be on the boxes. He likes to be on the elbows. He likes to be on the mid-post. It's not much passing. It's not as much cutting. It's not as many dribble handoffs. So Draymond Green doesn't have that opportunity to be the player that he has been when you watch him play against Portland and now against the Toronto Raptors.
Let's get to the news of the day, if we will, here. And this is Woj reporting that Klay Thompson will play in Game 3. What is your reaction? Should he be out there?
If I'm the Golden State Warriors, I do not play Klay Thompson in the next game. Here's why. Because it's going to be a long series. You can't afford for him to play in the next game and have a setback. We saw it happen with Andre Iguodala, and I know he did a terrific job of making the game-winning 3 in the previous game, but he was non-existent the other 46 minutes. So if I'm the Golden State Warriors, I feel like playing at home gives me enough juice to rest Klay Thompson. Hopefully he gets 100%, and then possibly you drop the atomic bomb in Game 4. You bring back KD and you bring back Klay. And then you send a message to the Raptors that they probably don't have a chance to win another game if both of those guys are healthy.
Yeah, the concept here, I guess, is sort of sacrificing a battle in order to win the war. The question becomes, if they play that game without Klay and without Kevin Durant, could they still win? Could the Warriors actually, and that feels to me like it would be a knockout punch, to win a game without those guys. Could they win that game, and if so, how?
And I know you got 4 handsome former NBA players that are well-dressed in the studio and are doing an amazing job of articulating their points about basketball. But I have to just say this. The Toronto Raptors aren't done. They will win more games in this series. This doom and gloom thought about the Golden State Warriors coming back home and all of a sudden the Toronto Raptors should pack it in is not accurate. The 20-0 run was something we had not seen in the history of the NBA that the Golden State Warriors did in the third quarter. But you know what I haven't heard this morning? How the Toronto Raptors ended the game on a 10-0 run. And the Warriors had not scored a bucket until Andre Iguodala made that game-altering three. So I understand the enthusiasm about what the Warriors are going to be able to do. And I'm no fool. If the Golden State Warriors were healthy going into this series, I would have picked them in 5. But since KD is hobbled, since Clay is hobbled, since I don't know what I'm going to get from Andre Iguodala throughout the game, I still have to feel like without 3 of your top 6 players playing at optimum level, this gives the Toronto Raptors a chance to extend this series.
Yeah, and bear in mind, Jalen picked Toronto to win before the whole thing started, and I know that you're sticking with that for the moment. Let me very just quickly get you on Kawhi, because there's been a good deal of conversation here. Jay Williams did a really nice job of breaking down what he sees as Kawhi just also not looking right, not looking like he's healthy right now either. What are you seeing from Kawhi, and what do you think the Raptors can get from him the rest of the way?
Yeah, that's one of the things, Greeny, when I talked about making my pick that I saw from Kawhi Leonard is he was a guy in the previous series, while he was able to knock down the 3 and still be a lockdown defender, the explosiveness isn't there that took place early in the playoffs. He's going more east-west looking for body contact. Remember the previous series where Kawhi was really decisive turning the corner and he just dunked on Joel Embiid like 3 times in that series? Or the way he just dunked on the Greek Freak with the left? As somebody that's been following him since high school, we had the same collegiate coach. I don't think I've ever watched him play 2 games in a row without getting a dunk. He hasn't gotten one in this series, so he doesn't look the same. He doesn't look as fast. When he's not initiating the offense, I can see him limbering. I've seen him hold his shorts throughout possessions. This is something you've never seen from a machine like Kawhi Leonard. That's the real issue with my pick. Can Kawhi get himself back to where he's like looking like his normal self as this series progresses?
Now, all these conversations we have about the Warriors' injuries, it may be that one that ultimately decides the finals one way or the other. Jalen, well done. Enjoy. Yeah, go ahead.
I got one more thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and you and Laura are doing an amazing job of hosting us NBA egos. I have to say this, too. I see a love fest that's happening in the studio. So after the game, I got a proposition. Let's have a 2-on-2. Team LeBron, okay? That's going to be Richard Jefferson and Damon Jones versus
Why
Team
you gonna
KD,
give me that
Jay
fat,
Williams
no good nothing?
and Karan Butler.
Don't
Let's
give me
do
that. No.
After
Listen,
the
I
game.
will concede.
Oh, man.
I concede. I'm not playing with him. I didn't like playing with him in Milwaukee. That's why they shipped us both out of there. I'm not playing with D. Jones. Look at him. Look at him.
One thing about it. Hey,
Are you giving me?
Hey, one thing about
Listen,
it. It'll be
I'll
the
take
next
a
chance you get to
one-legged Jay
win.
Will over D. Jones any day.
Oh,
today.
wow.
And you know how I feel about Jay
wow.
Will.
Hey,
You know how I feel about him.
Hey, listen, don't worry about it. I'm still one of the best shooters to ever do it.
That button holding up a deer like
D. Jones, Reggie.
Get him tough juice.
See what happens?
Tough
Show the
juice.
versatility.
Wait,
do you see what just started here?
Easily really fast.
Do you know what this is like?
And at least one of us took the time to actually get dressed for a professional program this morning.
Jalen, here's what this is like. Here's what this is like. This is like when you drop your kids off at your parents' house and they just feed them sugar and candy and nothing else, like nonstop. Like you're out there happy as can be in San Francisco. You just set this thing off back here, and now I have to deal with it for the rest of the morning.
Hey, guess what, though? Greeny and I would beat you all.
Oh,
so that's really what's going to happen.
Wait,
You've seen him ball out?
Wait.
We're quick.
I don't know. I've seen her throw out the first pitch.
No, that wasn't me.
All right, let me say something important. Jalen, thank you. Game 3 of the NBA Finals comes your way tomorrow on ABC, and you can catch all the action live on the ESPN app. Our coverage begins with NBA Countdown, 8:30.